Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen Manga here, and I hope you're having a great day. So I want to take the time out to just get some of my thoughts on how would the Marvel, right, and Disney plan on including the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? So I have a couple of theories. I'm going to try to take my time in explaining it. I do think after the events of Endgame, there's going to be some kind of rift or crack in the multiverse or universe. Or when I say the multiverse, I'm going to say the multiverse within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Um, because what I do feel like is going to happen, in order for them to properly introduce the X-Men characters, they're going to set the stage for the X-Men characters without the inclusion of the Avengers. So they're going to have the X-Men populate in their own origin story within their own version of Earth, right? So far, got that, right? This is not the part that I'm so sound on, but I think that this is going to happen because Marvel was patient enough to really set the stage for the Avengers. So I do think they're going to do a very similar process for the X-Men. There's, I don't think there's going to be any inclusion in the first round or the first couple of years. They're just going to have X-Men characters, X-Men origin within their own version of Earth. Okay. With that being said, since the events of Endgame, there's going to be some kind of rift, right? Some kind of crack in the multi-universal scale that throughout the years, it has gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger to the point where there's going to be incursions. Now, if you read the Secret Wars #2, Secret Wars #2 was kind of like the rebirth or of the Marvel universe, in a sense where we have the Ultimate Universe, the 616 universe that merged together, right? I think that what's going to happen is there is going to be some kind of battle between the X-Men. It's going to be the X-Men versus the Avengers, and they're going to kind of merge parts of that story into it with the incursion. The incursion simply meaning that there's a crack in the universe or the universe within the the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And what's going to happen is that on each respective sides of their Earths, right, we might have characters like Iron Man, Shuri, the Hulk, Vision, some other characters. And on the other side, for the X-Men side, we're gonna have like Hank McCoy, Professor X, Magneto, who are both going to see the incursions on their respective sides. They're going to try to solve the problem, right, of the incursion. And they're going to try to solve the problem, but they're unable to. Now, on each respective sides, we're going to have the villains who are going to take this as like, well, we need to defeat that world. That's the only way we could defeat that world in order to save our own world. So we might have people like Magneto who's going to try to like just basically like destruct and destroy the other version because they don't really care about their side of the Earth. They only care about theirs, right? Now, while this is happening, we're basically gonna have. Now, I neglected to say one person. Basically, Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. I feel like they're gonna include the Fantastic Four in the Avengers side of the cinematic universe, and by that time, he's gonna be part of the solutionary phase of. Basically breaking apart the incursion, right? But I do think that eventually there's gonna be a fight because of the villains on the respective sides. That kind of like battle is gonna lead into the battle world, right? So to speak, where it's the Avengers versus the X-Men. That's with the inclusion of the villains too. And then what's gonna happen based on that is the grand villain. I don't know who the grand villain might be. It could be a celestial, a grand celestial. It could be something else. I don't know. I don't know what it could be, quite honestly. And what's gonna happen is the worlds are gonna merge together, right? The Earth side of the Avengers and the X-Men side of their Earth is gonna merge together to create a unified singular verse, right, within the cinematic universe. And then we'll have the X-Men, and then we'll have the Avengers into one world, very similar to the Earth 616 universe. I don't know. That sounds like it might happen. I want to talk about who do I think is going to be the future villains, especially when it comes to like time and space and things of that nature. I do want to talk about Kang the Conqueror because I do think that he is a character that is very plausible in the future, especially when the Avengers are messing with time, and Kang is going to want to set it in his favor, right? So, that's all I have to say. Take care. Peace. 使ってください。俺のもだ。